where you are a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
And you could date anybody you wanted to date.
I can't basically explain how someone else feels. That's how Scottie feels. He has a right to the way he feels. Yeah. I personally don't really care about what, other people, how he,
As I was saying, you could date anybody in the world. But why date Michael Jordan's son?
I didn't plan it like that. It wasn't like it was planned like that. I think we were just together a lot with our friends, and it just so happened.
I want to ask a question. Considering that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were teammates for all of those years, and Larsa was around watching Marcus Jordan grow up, why hasn't anyone mentioned the fact that now that she ends up dating Michael Jordan's son, is it possible that she groomed him? Because if these roles were reversed and it was Michael Jordan dating Scottie Pippen's daughter, oh, all hell would break loose.
You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
And I can guarantee you the issue of whether he groomed her or not would have come up. So she's 48. Marcus Jordan is 32. There's 16 years between them, which means when he was 16, she was 32. And obviously already around, and he was already around them as well. Now, she was just on Tamron Hall's show, and I'm going to be honest with you. Tamron asked her some questions, man. I'm talking about really opened up on her. And now she complains about the interview being negative. But these are questions that people want to know.
You are a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
And you could date anybody you wanted to date. Why would you date Michael Jordan's son knowing that it's been pretty clear that Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan didn't have this relationship people thought, and certainly don't have it now? Scottie has come out publicly and said that this documentary that was produced by Michael Jordan made him, he says, I was nothing more than a prop, his best teammate of all time. He called me. He couldn't have been more condescending if he tried.
I can't basically explain how someone else feels. That's how Scottie feels. He has a right to the way he feels. Yeah. I personally don't really care about what, other people, how he, I feel like I live my truth. I'm happy. I feel like we get along. He's my best friend. And so
Marcus is your best friend.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot in common.
But as I was saying, you could date anybody in the world. Why date Michael Jordan's son?
I didn't plan it like that. It wasn't like it was planned like that. I think we were just together a lot with our friends, and it just so happened. It wasn't like something I planned.
Things between Michael and Scottie went terribly wrong after they played together. And even years after playing his teammates, they still aren't on good terms. And so Tamron simply wanted to ask her, why would she date the offspring of someone her husband doesn't like? Or even worse than that, my question is, why would you date the offspring of someone your husband has such a long history, who plays such a huge role in your husband's success, a child who's been around your family all of this time? You cannot tell me that this does not reek of grooming. I don't know if she groomed them or not. I'm not saying she did, but I'm saying, is it possible? Would you be surprised?
Would you be surprised?
Now, listen to this. What she said in the interview is, I personally don't really care about other people out here. I feel like I live my truth. I'm happy. I feel like we get along. He's my best friend. And so as your best friend, I feel like we have a lot in common. You see what I'm saying? How is this kid who was 16 when you were 32 your best friend? When did this happen? When did Michael Jordan's young son become your best friend? Help me understand that. You have to understand that when you put your life out there like this, people are going to have questions. And I just say this, man. When you ask yourself, what is society going to say about your actions? Then that means that you have understood that your actions are not acceptable. And you can't tell me that it hasn't crossed any of you guys' mind that maybe she was already, flirty with this boy or whatever she was doing. He's 32 now. So she's had, 11 years of him as an adult to be able to deal with him. I'm not even saying, as a child that she did anything, grossly inappropriate. I'm saying that he's 32. So he's been an adult, a legal adult for 11 years. Out of all the men in the world, how does she end up with Michael Jordan's son? It makes no sense. And it reeks of not only desperation, but it reeks of something that needs an investigation. Because it is possible, and not very far-fetched at all, that she groomed this kid. And she also stated that what made her know it was serious is when she saw him kissing another girl in Miami, a girl closer to his age in Miami, and she got jealous. Ain't that something? She gonna get jealous of Marcus Jordan, but try to act like it was a big deal for Scottie to have a problem with her getting with Future.
Like, you have to remember, I had 4 kids, so I never really went out without him. I never did anything. Like, my whole life, my 20s and half of my 30s was, raising kids and taking care of all of Scottie's stuff. Like, I managed his whole life. So at this point, I'm just like, it's just not enough. I don't feel fulfilled.
Did Scottie know you were seeing Future of all people?
Again with Malik Beasley.
If I'm Scottie Pippen Jr., I want to trade.
Okay.
Malik Beasley coming on my team, I got to go.
Okay.
I will fight him.
Because?
You know why.
When your mama has slept with one of the guys publicly, had a public tryst with one of the guys on your team, man, let me tell you something right here, man. Only thing you're seeing right now is what happens when you turn a thought into a housewife. You can't do it. She will never be a housewife. She will play the role and she will do all of that, but she will never be who you think she is. You have to put her in the lap of luxury, and any woman will do what she can to protect the lap of luxury until she gets burnt out of being something she's not. And it normally happens at the wall. It normally happens at the wall. And we know that Larsa is at the wall, beyond the wall. That's simply what it is. Now, she spent the holidays with the Jordans. So Michael Jordan seemingly has no problem with Scottie Pippen's daughter, with Scottie Pippen's wife, ex-wife, dating his son. And it could be something that Michael Jordan is just rubbing in. It could be something. Now, let's listen to her whine again. She said this on the show. For me, being someone who's married to an athlete is really hard. You get scrutinized a lot. People don't think you should have a life once you get divorced. They think once you're divorced, you're done. And I feel like I've overcome so many obstacles because I feel like I should have love. I should be able to date who I want. I should be able to live happy and go wherever I want to go and not be judged every time I'm with someone. No, you're not being judged every time you're with someone. You're being judged because you're with Michael Jordan's son, who you watched grow up. Y'all mean tell me ain't nothing wrong with that? They just brought up how Karl Malone was with a, well, now I'm gonna be honest with you, Karl Malone was with a young girl, so we ain't gonna bring that up. But they bring up all kinds of things. We're in a society where it's okay. It don't matter what side the woman is on. Neil Long admitted that she was with a older guy when she was in high school, a 30-year-old man. It don't really matter. Now, Larsa Pippen is dating Michael Jordan's son, who's been around her and her family since he was underage. Come on, man. We have to keep in mind. And I'm just tired of these I'm not even tired of them, but this is evidence of the double standards that men deal with in this particular society. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all sit around here hating on the passport bros, but at least the passport bros understand that if you want a certain quality of woman and a certain type of relationship, you got to go outside of the states to find that. Now, what these guys do when they get outside of the states, I don't know, but you probably gonna have to get outside of the states to find the type of woman that you really, really want. And that's just the reality of it. You understand? That's just the reality of it. Now, I'll say this as Larsa Pippen calls Michael Jordan's son her forever Valentine. You got to ask yourself, how long has this gone on? Or how long has this interest been shown? Because this is abnormal. We don't see it happen a lot, but it's happening now. What do y'all think, man? I mean, do y'all think it's possible that she groomed this guy? Or do y'all think it's just something once he became an adult, they, somehow linked up and there was never anything before that? Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.